All right guys, so if any of you own a Life Fitness E1 or maybe a similar elliptical with a Go console, you might be encountering level issues, and I'm just going to show you what I've been encountering so you can see for yourself if it's the same symptoms. When you get on your machine, you push start, all of a sudden you notice level off. Probably thinking, why is it off? That's strange. You bump up the levels, down, doesn't adjust, and when you're pedaling on the machine, you feel like no resistance is there. It's stuck on the same level. That's what I've been encountering. Another thing that I encountered was in my attempt to try to turn the level back on, try to go through settings and all that stuff, couldn't find a setting. What on Google says to do is to do a power cycle, so I tried that. And this might actually help your issue, but it didn't help me in my case. I'm gonna show you anyway. You unplug the cord, wait 5 to 10 seconds, and what that's gonna do is drain out all the power. Once 5 to 10 seconds passes, you plug it back in. The machine is gonna pretty much reset. Gonna come here, and what you're gonna notice is, boom, reset it. So that might actually solve your problem, but look what happened. Turned back off on me. So the first time I did that, I actually was able to adjust the levels up and down. I was able to get to 6 or 7, and then once it hit 7, it turned off on me. I also noticed that I didn't really feel too much resistance still, even when the levels were being bumped up. So you might encounter that. So next what I did was I opened up the shroud, turned on the machine, messed with the levels, and I tried to look at the resistance motor, which is located right about here. When I looked at the resistance motor, what I ended up finding out was I did hear it move, and when I looked at it, the cable that's around the cam right here, this is, just so you guys know, this is called a cam. The cable that runs through this cam was trying to adjust, but couldn't. It kept going like this. Just this little movement here. Didn't go all the way around, the cam wasn't moving. The cable and the cam was just jutting like this. So it was like it was trying to move, but couldn't go through the full motion of level adjustment. So what that's telling me is that I might have an issue with my resistance motor, which is why I'm gonna replace it, and then we'll see if that actually solves the problem. But before you go ahead and do that, what you should do is do that power cycle. See if you have a different console, if you're able to do a calibration, that might solve your issue. On these Go consoles, I don't think you can. I read that on Go consoles you can't. Even tried looking on here for a calibration and couldn't find anything. So then what next you can try to do is look at the wires. See if any of the wires are split, cut, pinched, any of that. So you're gonna have to open that shroud up. And if it's not cut or pinched or you don't find anything damaged, then go ahead and move forward with trying to replace your resistance motor. In my case, I kind of do think it is the resistance motor because power was getting to it since the cable was moving and the cam was moving slightly. So I didn't see any damages. Power is clearly getting to it. So I'm thinking that thing is messed up. So what we're gonna do is replace it, and hopefully that fixes it, and that'll tell you whether or not that's something you should do. So let's get to that. Now, something I wanna make mention here is if you're going to replace your resistance motor, make sure that your cam, where it's pointing at there's numbers all around here, make sure that when you take out your old resistance motor, notice where the cam is, the direction is of this little hole right here. So this is pointed at the 1. Your new resistance motor, you want to make sure that you have your cam pointing at the 1. So I already adjusted it. There's just a little screw right here that you can just unscrew, move your cam around to the correct position, and then screw it back in. It's pretty easy. And then you want to install it just exactly the way your old one was installed on your machine. Because if you have this pointed at a total different number around here, the wrapping of the cable is going to be off, and then let's say that fixes your problem. Well, Actually, you might feel like it didn't fix your problem because the cable's wrapped around in the wrong direction or just wrapped all messed up, and then the levels are just gonna feel totally off. So take note of that. Make sure your new resistance motor cam is pointing this little hole right here at the same number your old one is, and then install it the same exact way you saw this one was installed. All right, just to show you guys, I couldn't necessarily show you me disassembling this stuff, but to get the shroud pieces open, it's pretty simple. There's just screws all around the shroud that you just want to unscrew on both sides. And you'll find that your resistance motor is right here, held on by 2 screws and some nuts right here upside down. And so what I'm gonna do is get the cable. Cable's right in here. You can't really see it, but I'm gonna put the cable right in that little slot right there. And then what I'm gonna do is wrap it how it was before. All right, just to show you guys, so what I ended up doing was I put the cable insert right here in the little slot that it belongs. Then I wrapped the cable around the cam this way and put it through here. This piece right here sits in this slot like that. And then the cable passes through this little slit right here. So it's wrapping this direction. So after you get that, it has a wire that you want to plug in to the wire down there. And it sits right upside down, like I said, right here, and held on by 2 screws. All right, so I got the resistance motor all plugged back in. It's hanging, and some of you guys might notice that your wires are zip tied to that post right there. Just make sure you re-zip tie them. Don't leave your wires hanging out all about. If there's moving parts, last thing we want is a wire getting tugged and then damaged. So now what I'm gonna do is plug this bad boy back in. And I'm not gonna close that up. What I'm actually gonna do is see it reset on the console and see if it turns off again. Remember last time it turned off after a couple seconds. So far nothing. I'm gonna change the levels. Nice. I can even go high and it's not turning off on me. I also, just so you guys know, hear the resistance motor back there moving, so that's great news. And I'm gonna set the camera stable so you could see that the resistance motor is actually moving when I mess with the levels. All right, so I have the camera set. So what I'm gonna do is now mess with the levels and watch the cam adjust. I'm also gonna put the mic up to the resistance motor so you could hear it, what it's supposed to sound like. So right now it's all the way at level 20. I'm gonna bump it all the way down. This is what it sounds like. So nice, everything works. So I'm gonna put it back together, hop on the machine, give it one final test to see if I feel the resistance, but pretty much that should solve the level off issue. All right, time to test if it feels like the levels change at all. Gonna reset, push start, let's go. It's at level 1. Gonna just bump it all the way up. Yup, I feel that. So it works. If this helped you guys out, please leave us a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment down below any questions. We'd be glad to answer them. See you guys in the next video.